Ideas, and here we go.
Hey, we're not out of ideas. We got a few, but a little interesting conversation. Welcome to the next episode of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews, and I've got the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, sitting next to me, and he is not out of ideas, but he knows someone that was. And we were talking about once upon a time, Carlito and Bob Holly had a match on Raw, I believe, where it was a Trading Spaces match, and Bob Holly had to dress like Carlito and come out to his music, and Carlito had to dress like Bob Holly and come out to his music for their match. And from that we get the Trading Spaces match. So the Madman says, sounds like somebody was out of ideas. Jay Andrews says, could be coming to Pro Wrestling Ego in the near future, because I love it. So
and you can only use his moveset, and he can only use your moveset.
So I don't know who the lucky volunteers would be, but look forward to that coming in 2019. Trading Spaces. I love it.
JD Jenkins and Ray Fury haven't changed space. There you go. I want to see the JD Frog Splash Elbow.
So I love the idea. I dig it. I hope I'll be able to make it happen. So hopefully Pro Wrestling Ego will get to see a Trading Spaces match in the very near future. So pretty excited about that. But other than that, watching any wrestling lately?
Not a lot, honestly. A couple of highlight reels and a couple of matches.
Yeah, what'd you watch?
What was the one I watched? I actually watched an old school Vader and Cactus Jack match.
Okay.
When Cactus got powerbombed on the concrete, and like he answered the 10 count.
I got you.
That was good.
Well, I watched Bob Sapp push a bear around.
I saw that too.
And he's wearing a necklace of pork chops, so that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Bob Sapp versus the bear, just YouTube that and you won't be disappointed, or at least I wasn't.
I wouldn't at all.
I'm not gonna say it's a 5-star match.
No.
Yeah, but let's just say when a bear wants through, he's coming through. Especially when you're teasing him with pork chop necklaces.
Well, you know, Bob Sapp is a wrestler too.
Yeah,
right? I
saw wrestler and fighter and
him
actor.
Great Muta was a really good match.
So
if you get a chance, watch it.
I seen him in The Longest Yard where he says, "He broke my nose," and then I saw him fight a bear. Yeah. So, or have a push off with a bear, I guess.
Watch him in Great Muta. It's actually a pretty good match. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you're going to hear great matches in Bob Sapp conversation a lot, but you know the guy's a monster, man. He is a monster.
It was good for what it was. You know, I got what I expected out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Butterbean was a wrestler technically at one point. Remember, they did the Hulk Hogan wrestling deal.
Yeah.
Where all the, I can say they were...
The celebrity championship wrestling
they were
or whatever.
Like almost celebrity champions is what they were. So.
Yeah, so, what if we can sign Burt Case up for that? Burt Case?
I think he's dead.
Oh, is he? My bad. Yeah. In memory of Burt Case.
There you go.
What about
Dedication
Ball Grayson? Does that work?
It might. Probably not.
Look around Mississippi.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be great. Anyway, so enough of that. I've watched 2 episodes of the last 2 episodes of MLW Fusion. I know we talked about them when they first started coming out.
I've seen like 2 episodes. That's all I've seen.
Man, go back. Like the last 2 episodes are phenomenal.
I saw the battle royal they did.
Oh, dude, it's so good. The way they produce it and how the clips are short. And like they built a whole match up for Sami Callihan and Jimmy Havoc. It just happened October 4th, but it was spin the wheel, make the deal match.
Really?
But the way they built it up was literally through a whole episode. They just showed clips of them fighting all over the building in the backstage area. And like these two have been asking for a match. They've got a long history. You know, they threw all these stipulations. I guess they just showed up today and just one thing led to another. They're just fighting in the back. So like throughout every match, you'd have the little picture pop up in the corner. Like, yep, they're still fighting. Yep, they're still tearing the place apart. But they didn't cover it like a match, But like they follow them around, you'd get, 15, 20 seconds of it, and that's it, So it's kind of cool, how that happened. But and I want to go look up the results for it. But it was like Fury Road. That was like whatever their pay-per-view or whatever they just did.
Okay.
And Marko Stunt joined up with Shane Strickland. No, not Shane Strickland. Take that back too. With ACH and who's the guy that was in WWE got fired? For fighting with his wife or whatever.
Oh, the one that come out dancing.
Yeah. Rich Swann.
Rich Swann.
Yeah, Marko Stunt, Mississippi's own Marko Stunt teamed up with Rich Swann and ACH to take on the Hart Foundation, which is Teddy Hart, Davey Boy, and Pillman Jr.
Oh, and he took that crazy ass finisher off the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
So pretty cool to see Mississippi's own, still out there killing it. So getting killed and killing it all at the same time. So if you can kill it while getting killed, you know you've done something. So, but I was just like, their matches, some of them were short, 3 to 4 minutes, but sometimes you need that, and Pentagon just had a Mexican Massacre match with L.A. Park. Man, that was good.
Really?
Like, the finish I hated, but everything else is really good.
Now, is L.A. Park the WCW one?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so, but I wasn't.
And on the next episode, his son is supposed to appear. So you're going to get El Hijo de Park.
Okay.
Or El Hijo de La Parca, one or the other.
I don't know how that
Can't remember. But either way, MLW, man, it's on BN Sports if you have that network. If not,
I found a lot of their stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, they're like 2 weeks behind, though, I think, or a week behind, something like that. You don't get them as soon as they go on TV, but you get them like the week after.
I like it because Tony Schiavone's calling.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone's there. Right, absolutely.
It isn't somebody not calling it and reading a script like WWE.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing coming out of the MLW Fury Road, and I'm assuming it was a Fury Road, but I could be wrong. It could be on like the episode after that or whatever. But low key tore off Dogman's ear.
Dude, that was nasty.
Not sure what, but the bloody picture that we saw or that's floating around the internet was pretty tough. And not sure exactly what happened. I can't wait to find out. So hopefully the video makes it out there somewhere.
If it's out there, you let me know because I want to see that.
So I have a theory that maybe the dude's ear was just cauliflowered up and busted, but I have no idea,
I don't know, because everything I kept reading is everybody was PO'd. Low key.
Yeah, this is the same generation where if you,
I understand. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot to pee off some people.
I also remember a few years ago when a guy got punched in the ring and to get out of the ring called the cops.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Steel horsing.
Remember that? So
Steel horse Vashon gave a bad name to
I'm lucky I didn't get the cops calling me a bunch of times.
I probably should have called him a few myself. So, but yeah, man, like, there's so much crazy stuff going on right now in wrestling, and people have this, I say people, there's a percentage of fans that think they have wrestling figured out to the point where I'm supposed to hit you as hard as I can, but I never touch you, so you're not supposed to feel it. So, if I punch you and something comes away from it, then I must not have been doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Accidents happen, right?
But I can, Canadian destroy you through a flaming table off a building, and that's okay because that's safe. That's safe, and nobody gets hurt. But when something happens and a guy gets hurt, oh my God, so go figure. I just can't wait for MMA folks and boxing people to be like, that guy hit him for real. So here it goes. Here we go, loop-de-loop.
Sadly, I want any kind of spotlight on wrestling we can get, but sometimes it ain't the right ones.
Yeah, no doubt. So, but either way, man, there's guys out there that are tearing it up. MLW is doing really, really cool stuff.
Tearing it off.
I really like their overall production. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's up there with Lucha Underground. Like as being super cool and something people should watch. So
to me, it was like they showed up like after the end of ECW, and then they vanished.
Yeah, and then they vanished. Yeah,
and I was like, because they basically damn near got the ECW crowd.
Yeah.
And I thought they were doing great, and they just went to obscurity. I didn't know what the hell happened to them.
I don't know.
Back, they jumped. Here they are again.
I mean, I'm assuming like any good thing, it comes to an end because of money.
Yeah.
But what happened was the MLW network stayed open, but as like a podcasting site. And had a lot of the early podcasts. Now it's a major podcasting site, and I think through that they've made enough money to relaunch the wrestling.
Well, I was listening to Cole Cabana talking about Wrestle Circus, and he was like, "How was this huge thing, and now all of a sudden it's just gone?"
Yep.
And I'm like,
and it was definitely a huge thing. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was gone.
Well, and like the last one they had, like something happened with the building, and like they had to move it. I think when they moved it, it didn't do as well, but they still did good on their, the views or whatever through the. I think they were doing like Fight or something or something very similar.
I think they also had a problem with when the adpocalypse happened with YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Their money was coming from a lot of that, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, like when you look at a show and you go, oh, I know him, I know him, I know him, I know him, and you know everybody, then chances are you're looking at like a $20,000 show. Damn. And you lose one show and you lost.
No kidding.
So I mean, these guys, you hear so much about wrestling being hot dogs and handshakes. Well, that ain't really true anymore.
I've lost.
There are those promotions that are doing hot dogs and handshakes, and there are also that promotion that's flying you in, putting you up in a hotel, and paying you a week's paycheck.
Yeah.
So that's not cheap.
We've done local states, and I know you've lost thousands, and so have I.
Oh man, it's
it's
like going to the casino, and betting it all on Red 7. It's either going to win or lose,
I landed on pink number 5.
So you weren't even close.
No, I was in another state and another reality.
But I mean, that's just the way promoting it, and that's with anything, concerts or sock hops. It doesn't matter, like anything that you're trying to depend on people coming and giving you money, it's a gamble. So you never know. But yeah, man, like there's just so much good going on though. Like I was telling somebody, and I may have put on here last week, just the amount of wrestling you can watch on TV just blows my mind now. Take away YouTube, take away the internet, like just literally, if you have some type of satellite cable provider or whatever, the amount of wrestling you can watch is mind-blowing.
I think on Fight, there's several versions.
Oh, dude, on Fight, there's 100 versions.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
and that's where I watch most of mine now.
Yeah. And, I mean, you got Fight, you got Powerbomb, you got the Indie Wrestling channel. I mean, there's so much out there, I mean, it's crazy of how much wrestling that you can see, Like, you literally could watch wrestling probably from now to forever and never watch the same thing.
Yeah, I got a documentary I'm going to watch when I get back home. I can't remember the name of it, but I'd never seen it before.
Right.
But it's like from, what was the guy? The original guy, he come out and he did the poofy hair, and he had the guy come out with him. He had the mirror. I'm talking about like in the 60s. Or
Gorgeous
George.
Yeah.
It starts from him and comes up to here.
Okay.
So it looked really good, and I couldn't tell you the name of it because I found it by accident last
Right.
night. So I'm going to try checking it out.
Well, that's kind of cool. Send me the link. I may want to try to watch that too.
See if I can find it again.
Yeah. So last week we talked about the Southern 8. Still looking forward to that. November 3rd. Sorry there's not a poster out yet. We're having technical difficulties with that. But hopefully one's coming out soon. And we're going to do a mad dash and try to get that all out within maybe like the last 2 weeks, which is crazy on our part, but sometimes things are out of your hands. So but the November 3rd still happening. The Hideaway, Jackson, Mississippi. 7 states, 8 wrestlers, big title match. Gonna have JD Jenkins taking on O'Shea Edwards. Those two guys came really close to a throwing bows at the last event, and the challenge was laid. It was accepted. We're gonna get that big title match, as well as Wes Warren and his amigos, if he has any left, versus Stardust and his fighters, I guess you could say, with Ursa Major and O'Hagan and Alex Graves.
Well, he had put something on his Facebook, and I'd picked a team for him. So
yeah. Was it me and you? I don't want to do that. That's what it is.
You won't wrestle no more. You're lazy.
Wes Warren and the Ego on Break crew versus. No, let's not do that.
We win for real. So
yeah.
Problem there.
Yeah. I'm a cheat. Stardust, I've seen you dive after O'Hagan. Can you dive in front of our car, please? So.
My picks was the Nightmare and Ray Fury.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I'm excited to see who it is.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's not going to be a disappointment. I'm sure Ray may have. I mean, not Ray. Crap, you got me over here. I'm sure Wes Warren may have a few friends left.
On my fight, you get the guy with a mask and not a mask mixed up.
Well, I met Ray Mysterio.
Okay.
Ray Mysterio, Ray Phoenix, and Ray Fury walking to a bar.
But you got Wes Warren mixed up with him.
Yeah. But looking forward to that. It's going to be an action-packed night of wrestling for sure. You probably need to set aside 3 hours to check that event out, because that'll be like a pay-per-view. So it always runs real close to 3 hours.
Are you going to have a VIP match that night?
Yes.
Any idea who?
No.
Okay, you suck.
I do not. I know Oblivion said that he may be in the building.
Okay.
But of course he may be wrestling himself, so who knows? With the VIP, a lot of times I like to, use that as opportunities if someone's trying to get noticed by Ego or whatever. Try to use that as a way to do that. Some of those have not been noticed or should have been noticed
the wrong way. Let's just say it that way.
If you'd like to see maybe the future of Ego, or
The
something
future
like
of
that,
a guy never been in the ring again.
or if you like to see a guy never come back, those VIP matches, that's where it's at.
They vary.
But November the 9th, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Whoever wins out of JD Jenkins and O'Shea Edwards will face Vordell Walker. So pretty excited about that.
Man, I wish I was going to be at that one.
No matter who comes out of November the 3rd as the champion, whether it's O'Shea Edwards, whether it's JD Jenkins, the matchup with Vordell Walker promises to be hard hitting. I can guarantee you, if the referee comes out winning that match, he's facing Vordell Walker, it's going to be a fight for his life.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to see that. That's going to be at Brewski's November the 9th. November 10th, we're going to be in Richland, Mississippi. And the winner of the Vordell match, I'm just going to say Vordell match because I'm not sure who he's facing because I don't know who's going to be winning November 3rd. But the winner of the Vordell match will face the mongrel Britt Jackson. So I'm excited about that as well. Britt's, showed up a few times in Ego. Really impressed people in his match in the Gauntlet, in the Squared Circle Survivor Gauntlet. Really impressed Ego officials, and they granted him a title match. And so whether it's O'Shea Edwards, whether it's JD Jenkins or Vordell Walker, Britt Jackson's going to have his hands full. Can't wait to see that. But yeah, so November's going to be a big month for us. Pretty excited about the Southern 8.
Yep.
Continue the tradition with that. And just looking forward to, going back to Hattiesburg and debuting in Richland. So
Now, you want to talk about the school at all?
yeah, I mean, we have the Ego Dojo. If you're a aspiring wrestler, referee, manager, cameraman, if you want to be involved in professional wrestling in any stage, not just in Ego, but if you want to take what we teach you there at the dojo and go forth anywhere, we do that. If you're interested in that, just shoot us a message on the on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. We can get you some more details on that. You could follow the footsteps of Ray Fury, JD Jenkins, Wes Warren, Oblivion. There's a lot of guys came through the dojo, and if that's something you want to do, something that could happen. It stirred us for he's been in the dojo a few times and sharpening up his skills. So there's a lot of things that could happen. And it's not just for wrestlers, like I say. There's a place for people inside wrestling that's not inside the ring. So if that's something you think, I can't make it as a wrestler, but I'd like to be involved, come talk to us. We can help put you on that path. And
I always need somebody to put up chairs.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, WWE has ring crews.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm being serious when I say that.
They have cameramen. We can teach you all of that. So if you just want to be involved in some way, whether it's marketing or whatever, like, get with us and we'll try to help you out, try to put you on the right path. We're not the best, but we're not the most expensive either. We're a lot cheaper than, WWE's camp. So, you kind of get your foot wet, see if you want to jump in the deep end of the pool before you jump in,
It isn't easy by any means.
Absolutely. Like, we had eight people come to our last tryout. Or let me rephrase. We had 8 people coming to our tryout. 3 showed up. 1 has survived. Yeah. So it's not easy.
I have video footage of this, and I will be getting up eventually.
It's not easy, but when you leave, you will be equipped. So absolutely. Any life in headlocks coming up?
No, I'm working on some coming up, but I haven't got any right this minute.
All right, let me ask you this: who's the one guy that you've been at an event with that you wanted, but you can never seem to get him on a headlock? Do you have somebody like you had that unicorn where you came close?
I actually had it, but I lost it because I got hurt.
Okay.
But I had Plunkett.
Jeremiah Plunkett.
And it was an awesome video. It was an awesome interview, but I lost it because when I got hurt.
Right, you had Plunkett, and you also that night you had
the guy who wrestled.
Oh man,
I can't think of his name. But yeah,
LeBron Cozone.
Yeah.
Did his make it or not?
No,
both
I
lost
lost them
both.
both. Yeah, but like he was the one I wanted. And like it was a great interview, and I hated I lost it
Right.
because I was going to get it again after my match, and I got hurt.
Yeah. So
yeah.
well, there you go, guys. Sometimes injuries suck, and you lose
no
footage. So again, just to throw that out there, November 3rd, Great Southern 8, 7th year, 7 states, 8 wrestlers, big title match, big 6-man match, all going down at the Hideaway in Jackson, Mississippi. Look for Live in Headlocks. Go back and check those catalogs out. You know, the back archives, and there's a lot of good things. If nothing else, go watch the Jay Andrews Live in Headlock because it's the best, because it's been viewed the most times. And if you want to help me keep that number up,
Several I like. I mean,
go watch it.
if I picked any, it'd probably be you, Lucas, Barry,
Can't put Lucas over,
Jeremy
man.
Awesome,
Lucas is like number 2 under me. You can't put
And,
him. Don't watch the Lucas Frost Life in
Monty
Headlock.
Warbooks is really, really good.
Yeah, Monty's is good.
John Davis is really good.
Steve Anthony's good, who's in the Great Southern 8.
Steve Anthony, I got Vordell Walker. I got a bunch.
Yep. He's got Jay Andrews, so check that one out first if you watch nothing else. Won't be disappointed for sure, because you can't get enough of Jay
You
Andrews.
interviewed me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Later, guys.